I'm about to take a statement from Allen Ray Edgington in the hospital at Boise City, Oklahoma, on this 22nd day of June, 1959, at about 11:22 a.m.
She got in and we left, and that's all I remember.
You don't recall anything after you left Stratford, Texas, is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you account for your lapse of memory at Stratford after you and this young lady started home? Do you know why you can't remember?
No, sir, I don't. I certainly wished I did, but I don't.
Were you, do you remember getting in the car after she came from the restroom and starting home?
Yeah, I guess you'd say I would remember it.
When is the next time you remember after that, Allen? Will you tell me, please, sir?
Sometime out here in the hospital, 2 or 3 days later when I regained consciousness.
Did you know that this young lady was shot in the head and that she was dead?
No, sir, not till my father told me.
Were you the first law enforcement officer to talk to the Edgington boy?
Yes, sir.
The sheriff, did he give you any reason for not talking to the boy sooner?
Yes, sir. He told me that the boy's doctor had refused to give him permission to interview or interrogate the boy.
Last Friday, we heard reports from a number of sources, some which seemed very reliable, that the boy was up and around and talking before that date. In fact, we had a report from one person that he had talked to his attorney 2 or 3 days prior to last Friday. Did you get any information concerning this?
Yes, I understood that the young man was walking along the hospital corridors, and it's evident that he talked to his attorney before he talked to me. But I don't know just when that was, or when his doctor, his family doctor, so the sheriff tells me, prevented the sheriff or the county attorney talking to him before they did.
After having talked to the county attorney, what does his opinion or his views on this case seem to be?
I don't believe he's reached an opinion up to now.
Upon your arrival in Boise City, did you feel that there had been a proper investigation up to that point carried out?
Oh, there could have been a lot of things done that were not done, but I don't want to offer any criticism here at this time.
Said in effect that those cases which we have pending can be prosecuted under the old law. The writ of prohibition which was sought by Mr. Morgan was to prohibit us from proceeding because of the fact that the people had voted the repeal of our constitutional amendment. And the effect of the court's opinion was that under the police powers of the state, regardless of the vote, we can still go ahead and proceed under the law, which we're going to do. We're going to prosecute them to our, as I say, the utmost of our ability.
I would like to impress upon you that I've only had about a day and a half on this investigation, and during that time I've interrogated some 14 people. 5 of them I took rather lengthy recordings from.
Is there anything else, Allen, that you can tell us that might throw some light on the fatal shooting of this girl and your own injury?
No, sir, I sure can't.
You don't remember anyone accosting you or attacking you or getting in the car with you or anything of that sort?
No, sir, none so ever.
Allen, if you made the statement to anyone that you did shoot this young lady, would that be true or false?
To me, that would be very false.
Had you ever threatened in any manner to hurt or kill this girl?
No, sir.
On this night, did you have any argument or fight with her?
None so ever.
Then you can't help us at all. Try to figure out just what happened to this young lady.
No, sir.
Was there any point during the last 10 or 11 years when you were working 18 or 19 hours a day, trying to be a mother and a father and a farmer and a janitor, where you just about gave up or thought you couldn't make it?
Well, no, I never did give up, because we had the roughest right after we lost my wife, and from there on, we had to make it.
Mr. Madole, from talking to you earlier, it seems that what this means to your children is a great deal of what it means to you. Could you tell me a little bit about your children in these past 10 years?
Well, yes, they've really been nice, considering it was rough, let's put it that way. But when they do the best that they could, and I've stayed with them, you might say it's been good on their part because they've stayed in there, and how sweet they've been.
You were telling me about what your daughter did just after your wife died.
Well, I said to the kid, I don't know how we're going to make it. They said, Daddy, we'll help you. And I remember Dorothy in particular went and got a box, and she couldn't reach the closet to put dishes in, and I never seen nothing any better, you know what I mean, worked just all she could do, and she's been at it ever since. And I was feeding some steers at that time, and this little boy, he couldn't handle a bundle of feed, but he could drag one to me.
I know this is kind of a hard question to answer, but why do you think you were blessed?
Well, I just left with some kids, and looked like something had to happen.
And you figured if you kept trying, it would happen.
That's right.
And it did.
It did.